Hello everybody, this is my 2009 awards. I am really tired because I only got 3 hours worth of sleep and it was in a hammock. And I usually don't get much sleep anyway, but a hammock really, it's not as satisfying as being in a bed. And it wasn't my hammock, it was somebody else's hammock, which made it weird. And I knew there was a guy who said he was going to be coming around and screaming in my ear in the mid while I was sleeping or whatever. And I'm like, oh. So that kind of made it difficult for me to sleep. Why am I talking about this shit? Because I'm really tired. Sleep deprivation. Hi, Daniel. Let's just start off with this. 2009 awards, and, I'll do the same thing I did last year. Go through what I thought was the best whatever of the year, and then give my honorable mentions. The best match goes to Noah's, personally Noah's, Kenta and Go Shiozaki versus Kensuke Sasaki and Katsuhiko Nakajima from the 22nd of June in Pro Wrestling Noah. This was not long after Misawa died. By this point, Go Shiozaki was GHC champion. Match is amazing. You really need to see it. All of these matches are pretty much must-see matches of the year, or I felt they were amongst the best. Honorable mentions going to Kasai versus Ryuji Ito in a razor board death match. And yeah, it is a death match, but it's like the second best match of the year. From the 20th of November in Big Japan Pro Wrestling, Davey versus Kenta at Supercard of Honor 4 and Ring of Honor. Taker versus HBK. WrestleMania 25, WWE, we know. Nakajima versus Kenta from the 1st of March, Noah Budokan Hall show. And from the same show, Go Shiozaki and Takeshi Suguira versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Milano Collection AT representing New Japan Pro Wrestling. Noah just had a really good year in terms of wrestling. They always do, but especially because of Kenta and Go Shiozaki, who I'll talk about more later in the other awards. Best major show. Ring of Honor Glory By Honor 8. This was where Ladder War 2 happened. You had Danielson versus McGuinness, and it was their final matches. Amazing show. I thought, might get overrated. Saw it. Fucking fantastic. I recommend everyone go out and get it because it was the best show of 2009 in my opinion. Honorable mentions go to Open the Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate USA Open the Dragon Gate, or whatever it was. PWG Threemendous and Guerre Sans Frontieres. I don't know how to pronounce it, so bear with me. I'm extremely tired. But yeah, those were some really good shows from this year. So yeah, thumbs up to all the people who got into honorable mentions. But Glory By Honor 8 takes out the top spot. Best TV, Smackdown. Yes, surprising WWE winning Best TV show. But yeah, Smackdown has been one of the shows I've really looked forward to watching. One of my only issues with the show was constantly seeing Crime Time versus Heart Dynasty like every second week. Like it seemed like I was watching that match every week for like 2 months or something. But the honorable mentions go to New Japan's weekly TV show, Dragon Gate Infinity, Ring of Honor on HDNet, and DDT's Dramatica Fantasia, or whatever it is, however it's pronounced. Best promotion goes to Big Japan Pro Wrestling. I thought while they didn't draw the most, they improved business for themselves around the end of the year and really popped a big number at Karakin Hall, which is 2,000. The capacity of the building is 2,000, but they usually only do half of that. And yeah, it was really good to see them pop a big number. And the wrestling throughout the year was just really fantastic. I thought they'd be worse off losing their weekly TV show, but it's really, I think they haven't lost a step. They've still been putting on some really great shows, in my opinion. That's why they get my best promotion of the year. Then there was honorable mentions go to PWG, Chikara, and Ring of Honor. But I will admit that it has been a slow year, and Ring of Honor just scraped in by the skin of its teeth into honorable mentions. Best wrestler, we all know who this is. It's Kenta, and he got injured. Everyone jinxed him by saying, "Oh, if he gets injured, he'll still make it to Wrestler of the Year." What happens? He got injured. You stupid people! You jinxed him, you fuckers. But yeah, like I can't. I have not been disappointed in any of his matches this year. Like, it seems every one of them has been a 4-star match or above. At least on his singles matches or matches that have been given time, which is pretty much every match anyway. But yeah, he's just been unbelievably great. Honorable mentions go to Davey, Go Shiozaki, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Best on wrestler, Vicky Guerrero. Gave it to her last year. She's still getting a ton of heat. There's just something about her which just... she's not very good. There was an ant on my hand. She's not very good, but she knows... She just gets a ton of heat. That's why she gets best non-wrestler. And with the honorable mention only going to one person, that being Prince Nana, who I think is fantastic. Most improved, Go Shiozaki. He has really been pushed into the main event scene in Pro Wrestling Noah, and his work has just gotten a ton better. He's just been amazing throughout the year, having a few of those match of the year candidates, as well as my match of the year in a tag match. So yeah, definitely most improved since getting back from Ring of Honor. Honorable mentions go to The Miz. I like him a lot more than I used to. I think he's a lot better in the ring. And the other going to Prince Devitt, who also has just become so much better than he was. And the thing with Prince Devitt is he was already really good as it was, or that's how I felt anyway. Best breakout. Now this isn't like best rookie, it's best breakout. Someone who goes from relative obscurity to being someone the fans are raving about. My best breakout goes to Atushi Aoki, because this year I felt more than any other year he stood out to me. He had a great series of matches with like Kenta and Liger. One of the matches he had with Kenta was a tag match in the NTV Cup tournament, and he made Kenta tap out with an armbar, and he had a blood nose, and the fans were going nuts for him, chanting his name after the match was over. And he was like, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, wow, he is really a star in the future. That was like a kind of reaction I haven't heard in Japan in quite a while, especially in Noah. The fans just really got into him. Some other guys, Ryoto, Hama, basically because I love his tits. Frightmare and Chikara, who I think is a really good wrestler and still has a long way to go, but he really stood out to me this year. And Prince Devitt, who was already quite good, but really took off this year and really stood out to me. Also, Eddie Edwards is my last honourable mention for best breakout. So there have been a few breakout stars, but Atushi Aoki taking the top spot. Best tournament. There are a few tournaments that I could have picked from, but my favourite tournament of the year was the WXW 16 Carat tournament, which went over 3 nights. They got the honourable mention for the same tournament last year, same annual tournament last year, but this year's one was a lot better, and there was several 4-star matches in it within 3 nights, and it was just really well put together, I felt, and did what it needed, was what it needed to be, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. With honourable mentions going to the NTV Cup, King of Trios, Young Lions Cup. So yeah, Noah gets another honourable mention in there. Best tag teams. American Wolves. Do I need to explain this? Davey Richards has just been so fantastic this year that he and Eddie Edwards really did. I don't think Eddie Edwards really rode off his coattails, but I felt Eddie Edwards to an extent really carried himself and improved a lot on what he was before. So yeah, they were just a really great tag team with so many great matches under their belt. And with honourable mentions going to the Young Bucks, Steve Jericho, and Beer Money. They were all really good this year. Except Beer Money's kind of, I don't know, vanishing into obscurity. I hope not anyway. Best Booker, Mike Quackenbush. Pretty straightforward. There hasn't been really any major booking issues I've had with Chikara, and it's really been quite inspired. Not as inspired as last year, but I have been really enjoying the work still. So yeah, Quackenbush gets my tick of approval, with honourable mentions going to Michael Hayes doing Smackdown, Adam Pearce, yes, I know, he's done some bad shit, but he's also done a lot of good shit too, really improving on a lot of the issues Ring of Honor had, but, he has had his flaws, but it is like his first, year, I'd suppose. And last honourable mention going to whomever is booking Pro Wrestling Noah, who I believe is Akira Tao, I may be wrong, Taue. But yeah, it's really improved since Miswa died, which is sad, but it has improved. Things have changed, and things have just gotten so much more exciting than they were before. Feud of the Year, Punk versus Jeff. Everyone's seen this. It's really been really great. I've really enjoyed it, and it's when I think of feuds of 2009, it's the first one that pops up in my mind. I just thought it was fantastic. With the 2 honourable mentions going to Kenta versus Nakajima, they just had so many great matches, and there was a lot of heat between the two. Same thing with Punk and Jeff, really. And the last one being Jericho versus Ray, also had a lot of great matches. And one of my favourite moments of the year, where Ray was touching the children, and Jericho was disguised as one of the said children, and then smashed his head into the guardrail. And the last award doesn't have an honourable mention. Well, kind of doesn't have one. is my deathmatch award, deathmatch of the year, and it's the first time I'm doing this. I didn't do it last year, but I should have. And that's Kasai vs Ryuji in the Razor Board deathmatch. It was given an honorable mention in best match, and I guess I'd say honorable mentions go to pretty much everything that happened in a lot of the. There were just so many of them I couldn't list them off, but they're all death matches from Japan, Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Fantastic year, not just for a deathmatch promotion, but for a promotion regardless. I guess this year, Pro Wrestling Noah took out the top spot, well, the most spots, but didn't win best promotion. So that may sound a bit weird, but I didn't think they were consistent enough to even get an honorable mention. But yeah, I think next year they have a very good chance of getting in if they continue with the current momentum they have. So yes, thanks for watching. Leave your things in the comment section. Bye. And Daniel, my hat's better than yours.